Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Moon and Hitman. This game taking place here on Last Refuge 1.4. Go ahead and break things down in this matchup. Hitman spawning as the purple orc over here on the top right hand side of Last Refuge 1.4. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we see Moon spawning as the green night elf. Night elf versus human in a 1v1 matchup. Not much to say about this other than I'm expecting to see Keeper of the Grove with archers early on. Meanwhile, we are looking at what seems to be Blade Master with grunts coming in from Hitman instead of the much more common as of late Farseer and Headhunters. Blade Master already being trained, Grunt will be making its way out, and I am remembered the only LAN tournament I've been to the past 3 years. The quarterfinal match between Hitman and Moon at DreamHack Anaheim. Gonna go. Let's take a look at what these players are going to be bringing to the table. As the meta has definitely changed after all that time. No longer Keeper of the Grove hunts. It is Keeper of the Grove archers now. As well, Alchemist has also taken a very much front stage as that second hero, or a panda. So. Or Demon Hunter as well. So the meta really has changed out quite a bit, as the Keeper of the Grove now simply running on by past that. Blade Master hoping to get in a bit of harassment. Perhaps if it can get in some treants or get up to level 2, that will be enough. The Blade Master now still chasing that Keeper of the Grove off to the north. Is that the series where Reforged favors? No, that's with Thor. That's between Thorzane and Moon. But yeah, it was the same LAN event where, people watching with reforged graphics. If players were watching in reforged graphics and also and playing in the classic graphics, you could actually desync, thereby causing crashing issues in the game. It happened a number of times at DreamHack before the casters were eventually allowed to use classic graphics, since that was the graphics that everyone was, all of the players were using, as opposed to requesting the players to use reforged graphics. Coming back around, we are teching the tier 2 halfway done there. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove not teching the tier 2, instead going for a Tree of Life being built in a more obscure location than normal. Normally, I expect to see the Tree of Life being built right here, closer to home. This Tree of Life is actually hiding in a not so common spot, and what may be difficult to spot, difficult to try and actually catch out here, as the Keeper of the Grove is still running laps around Last Refuge. All right, coming back across, we are looking at that Voodoo Lounge now being placed down finally, and it will be up and operational. The Blade Master hasn't suffered that much damage, hasn't really gone creeping, so it doesn't need healing salves and doesn't need those clarity potions either. All right, coming back through, Ancient of War tanking a good bit of damage. The Keeper of the Grove may actually be able to get to level 2 here with that, infinite range on experience. The Grunts are purposely opening up a welcoming party off on the far side, making sure that the Keeper of the Grove doesn't even attempt to wander in. Keeper of the Grove just shy of level 2 now. Going to be able to get there. One more hit. There it goes. There is level 2 on that Keeper of the Grove. And, well, the question is now, is Hitman wasting a bit of too much time trying to put pressure onto this Keeper of the Grove? What is he doing with this? Yes, he was able to shut down or prevent the Keeper of the Grove from really leveling up or doing any harassment, but the Blade Master at the same time has not gained any experience after 3 minutes. We'll see what the follow-up plan is going to be here. We are going into a war mill for those weapon upgrades. We are getting that Berserker strength, bonus attack damage, and additional hit points as the units now head off to the north. All right, heading back off to the north there. Shadow Hunter, Blade Master, Berserker strength, bonus damage. Oh, those grunts suddenly much more powerful with that damage increase and those hit points much more difficult to take out. Meanwhile, the Blade Master still wandering around here, looking for where that Keeper of the Grove is, and pretty much it feels like Moon is not getting shut down at all. Moon has been able to play his style of play pretty consistently and is also getting up experience. Orc tier 2 overpowered. Well, tier 2 orc is quite powerful, as you're going to see triple serpent wards being used or quad serpent wards used to try and shut down this creep camp very quickly. All right, forced to a high priest, quickly getting poked down here, and now the keeper of the grove shows up to the party. There's just so many serpent wards blade master that the treants are going to be joining in on the battle. A purge now coming back across. There's an entangle to try and free that shaman, as the shadow hunter is getting a good amount of experience. And I haven't really seen this strategy by Hitman recently, to be able to get level 2 very quickly on this Shadow Hunter, only using a bunch of mana, which he has already Clarity Potions for to use and recharge. Shadow Hunter already at 2.5. Alchemist, however, sitting very close to level 3 or level 2 as well, and picking up an actual important Ring of Protection. Now, I say it's an important item for the Alchemist, as the Alchemist is one of the lowest armor-based hero, but has very high hit points to try and make up for it. It will continue to gain large amounts of hit points as it levels up, but because of its low armor, well, the Rings of Protection actually give it much more effective hit points than any other base hero. Shadow Hunter looking to get to level 3, going to be just a little bit shy. Blade Master still playing this harassment game, but now having a difficult time keeping track of this Keeper of the Grove, who did have a Cloak of Shadows. All right, Keeper of the Grove now attempting to walk on away. Serpent wards are down. Shadow Hunter looking to clear up the creep camp here, going to be able to get up to level 4. Should have been able to get up to level 3 pretty easy, as the Keeper of the Grove once more uses that Cloak of Shadows to hide in broad daylight. Level 3 now on that Shadow Hunter here. Are we perhaps going to be looking for Dust of Appearance, Surrounds, anything like that? No, just using Serpent Wards very effectively to try and clear out all of these creep camps. The Serpent Wards, 14 to 16 damage. Those are the level 1 variety. The level 2 variety actually deals significantly more, as the Keeper of the Grove, does he get bolted? That's going to be a problem. Scroll of Town Portal forced to try and retreat back. Alchemist, however, sitting at level 3, and he is creeping out some difficult creep camps on his opponent's side of the map as well. All right, Blade Master sitting at level 1, gonna get to level 2. There we have it. Perhaps getting up some critical strike now, or could also go for mirror image as a way to break out of entangle, if entangle is in fact used on that Blade Master. Blade Master with Vampiric Aura clearing up the Ogre Magi creep camp here. Shadow Hunter will stay at 3. Blade Master will stay at level 2, as the Illusion Alchemist now wandering around on the inside there. Shaman getting a quick purge to shut off that one Alchemist, and now Shaman going to be rejoining in on the battle. Now, hero level advantage does belong to Moon, but Moon's army is, well, mainly consisting of archers and huntresses at this stage. WarCrafting Nations League semifinals, Korea, Germany versus Poland. Who do you think will win? I'm not. China versus South Korea. Germany versus Poland. That semifinal match between China and South Korea. How are they in the same bracket? I would have thought that they would met in the finals. Germany versus Poland. I need to see the players who are representing in each of those brackets to really have a clear, definitive answer there. I think China versus South Korea. Blade Master going after archers, trying to clean things up here once more. Ancient of War getting in a little bit of poke damage, as the Alchemist and units are now trying to chase back a little bit more away. Shadow Hunter wanting to get to level 4, perhaps just to get a little bit of additional experience. Huntresses are now here as well, and we could be seeing those level 2 Serpent Wards really making a big play, as the Blade Master now up to almost 11 armor, as we are looking as a Pit Lord 3rd. The Pit Lord 3rd with Howl of Terror trying to reduce the amount of damage that those archers and other units deal. There is a purge on to that Null Overseer. Null Overseer gets taken down, and we are going to be looking at the Pit Lord perhaps picking up another Ring of Protection there. Or did they go to the Shadow Hunter? Shadow Hunter picks it up there. Level 4 now on that Shadow Hunter. Level 2 Healing Wave could be used, bouncing back around, as this is not a good spot to be in, as a bunch of detonations go down onto that back line of Shaman. Shaman's no longer having enough mana for purge, a bunch of low hit point grunts. That is going to be a lot of problems as those grunts are just going to get eaten apart. Moon with a larger army with that economic advantage, finishing off 2 grunts here, and this is just not a good spot for, well, Hitman whatsoever. He needs to retreat back. He is already bleeding as the shamans no longer have any mana whatsoever, no longer being able to purge out the entangle or those treants, while the Pit Lord cannot stay in that front line very easily. All right, there's a little bit of healing way. Serpent wards trying to act as a bit of a deterrent here as the Goblin Alchemist now looking to dive on in. Are we going to see a little bit of damage here? We are going into an engagement. 47 compared to 70 supply. Doesn't seem like even a fair fight as both sides are fighting their way through. Howl of Terror now coming across, greatly reducing the amount of damage, but the Archers now also getting in. Scroll of Protection going to mean that they are going to have, well, still be able to stick around for quite some time. Blade Master still trying to stay around here. He's absorbing a lot of damage. Pit Lord, same thing, needs to buy a potion of healing, needs to use another Howl of Terror as well, as the Blade Master could be in trouble. Shadowhunter now completely out of mana, should be using that potion of mana to try to heal back up, and that's exactly what we see right there. There is that heal once more, but it may not be enough, as the Mana Stone is still not providing enough mana just quite yet. Trying to hold off this front door. Orc Burrows firing back as well. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4, and if this is a hold, this would be a great hold. 34 supply compared to 65. Blade Master trying to go after the Alchemist. Alchemist now able to back away, healing away, still balancing around as the Blade Master trying to finish off some more of those targets. Vampiric Aura on the Grunt actually helping quite a bit as the Shadow or the Blade Master down to 69 hit points, and that is gonna be the game right there as Hitman quickly throws in the towel. And now, well, it looks as though, having to fast forward a lot, Moon just pretty much in control of that game from the very beginning. I liked Hitman's play, experimenting, using the Shadow Hunter with quad, even Quint Serpent Wards to clear out an orange creep camp by himself. But Moon was just able to build up such a large army with that economic advantage, getting into 70 supply fairly easily. And then at that point, even though it was only tier 1 and tier 2 or tier 1.5 units in those Huntresses, able to deal enough damage. The Pit Lord didn't have enough survivability. Howl of Terror not able to mitigate enough damage. And in the end, well, ultimately, even with level 2 healing wave, Hitman unable to keep that front line in that Blade Master and Pit Lord alive. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.